So, you want to get your ex girlfriend back. Well, you're in luck because I'm about to let you in on a little secret. Surprisingly, the easy part is actually getting your ex girlfriend to come crawling back to you. It all comes down to pushing her emotional hot buttons, triggers that are specific to only women. By following a simple step by step blueprint that I'll be getting to in just a sec, getting her back suddenly becomes the easy part of the puzzle. She'll begin to chase and pursue you. She'll start treating you the way she did when you first started dating. But there's another very important step none of the other so-called experts dare talk about, and that's keeping her once you get her back. You're about to have two of your main problems solved. You're going to discover exactly how to get your ex-girlfriend back and how to keep her attracted to you once you're back together. Now, this free presentation won't be up for long, so make sure you watch it all the way through. I'll start with a simple story that may sound familiar to you. I call it Brian's breakup. "I haven't slept since she left me. I'm desperate and I need your help," shouted my friend Brian. I could tell he'd been crying, but he was covering it up. So I looked my best friend straight in the eye and said, "Relax, man. I know exactly how you can get her back." Brian relaxed a bit after hearing these reassuring words and said, "I could sense something was wrong for the past few weeks now, but didn't do anything about it. I could literally feel her slipping away from me. Little by little, she drifted further and further away, giving me less and less attention. I honestly didn't know what to do." I just smiled inwardly, knowing all too well that this kind of thing happens all the time. Lord knows I've gone through it many times myself. Everything was going well with Brian and his girlfriend for years, and then one day, bam, all of a sudden, she stopped having sex with him. She stopped laughing at his jokes. She started giving him one-word answers. She stopped looking at him in the same way. She started openly flirting with other guys. This all went on for about 2 months, driving poor Brian crazy, wondering why. And then, seemingly out of nowhere, she drops those 4 little words that made Brian's heart do somersaults. "We need to talk." As he sat there on his couch, Brian was pretty nervous. He could sense something was coming. He knew they were having problems, but he never guessed it would come to this. And as he made small talk, Brian's heart continued to race. He tried his best to hold himself together, but it was no use. She kept saying things like, "I just need time apart. I need space. It's not you, it's me. Things just aren't the same anymore. Can we still be friends?" She even went on to blame Brian for the problems in the relationship, as if it was somehow all his fault. And after that, the rest is history. You already know how it ends because it literally just happened to you. And just like my friend Brian, you're going to need my help. So keep watching this short video because I'm going to reveal to you the clever little trick I shared with Brian in just a sec. Shockingly, the vast majority of what men naturally do after a breakup actually ensures they will never get back together with their girlfriend. Everyone deals with a breakup in a slightly different way, but over the years I've seen a pattern emerge. Here are some of the things I see way too many guys doing. Acting depressed so their ex-girlfriend will feel bad for them and want them back out of pity. Generally being overly nice and telling their girlfriend they love them over and over again. Assuring their ex they will change and that things will be different next time. Buying her gifts, flowers, etc. Sorry, but you can't buy attraction. Simple as that. Using phony, manipulative trickery such as money, kids, and guilt to almost bribe their ex-girlfriend back. This is fine if you want her to hate your guts. Trying to reason, argue, and use logic to persuade their ex-girlfriend to come back. Women make decisions based on emotion, not logic. If she lost the spark of attraction for you, all the reasoning and logic in the world won't make her feel that deep attraction you want her to feel. And finally, doing absolutely nothing and shutting her out of your life completely. It's hard to believe, but all of the above will only further push your ex-girlfriend away from you. What actually works seems very counterintuitive, but I assure you it's based on deep-rooted female psychology. I'm talking about the stuff that makes her tick, the stuff she has absolutely no control over. It's how she's biologically programmed to behave. What if I told you you could easily take the pain of rejection that you're feeling right now and transfer it onto your ex-girlfriend? How quickly do you think she'd come crawling back to you if she was the one feeling the kind of pain you are right now? The solution is to completely reverse the rejection you're feeling right now. The solution I gave Brian and thousands before him were a few psychological tricks to push his ex's emotional hot buttons. Specific things he could say and do to make her feel like she was the one being rejected. Aha! All of a sudden, Brian's girlfriend began calling him to hang out. She actually began behaving the exact way she did at the very beginning of their relationship, when they first started dating. You remember how things were at the very beginning of your relationship, right? Back when she still laughed at your jokes, flirted with you, and actually wanted to have sex? The good news is that women behave in very similar and predictable patterns. By taking advantage of very specific female psychological hot buttons, you can gain an almost unfair advantage and cause your ex-girlfriend to want and desire you like never before. It's actually not even that hard once you know what specific emotional buttons to push. This is why trying to reason, use logic, arguing, and saying I love you simply don't work, as I'm sure you've figured out for yourself by now. In fact, it'll only further push her away and trigger her push him away response. You see, the brain is divided into two sections, the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. Right now, you're too focused on speaking to her left brain, the part responsible for logic and reason, when you should be speaking to her right brain, the part responsible for love and feeling. Like I said before, women all behave in a very similar and predictable manner. Your situation isn't at all hopeless or even unique like you might think. By taking advantage of very specific female psychological hot buttons, you can cause your ex-girlfriend to want you back. It's actually not even that hard if you know what specific buttons to push. You see, women don't necessarily want what they say they want. A lifetime of Disney movies have conditioned men to be Prince Charming, save the princess, and live happily ever after. Sorry, but it doesn't exactly work that way in real life. Women don't want what movies and society as a whole have stereotyped them as desiring. What they respond to is in fact vastly different than what they'll tell you they want. This is why trying to reason, use logic, and arguing with your ex simply won't work. Even telling her how much you care about her won't make her feel attraction for you. It'll only further push her away. She just doesn't respond to it on a deep emotional level. Her DNA is hard-coded to respond to something entirely different. Attraction and love are not at all logical. Just as you don't choose to be attracted to a beautiful woman, she doesn't choose what type of man she'll end up committing to. Push too many of the wrong buttons while in a relationship, and she'll start losing attraction for you and push you away. Push the right buttons, and she'll lust for you, chase after you, and commit to you. This actually goes all the way back to our hunter-gatherer, caveman, and cavewoman days. Women are literally genetically wired to respond to certain triggers or emotional hot buttons, as I like to call them. Okay, now I'm going to show you 3 keys to bypass her left thinking brain and cut directly to her right feeling brain. Key number 1 is reversing rejection. Right now, you're the one feeling rejected. But if you could make her feel the way you're feeling right now, she'll start pursuing you again, just like she did when you first started dating. This is how you start fresh and recreate that excitement you both felt when you first started dating. Key number 2 is reattraction. Most guys make the mistake of getting overly comfortable in a relationship. They gain weight, become wimpy pushovers, and just stop trying. I don't think I have to convince you that that's unattractive. Remember how you used to tease her and make her laugh? Well, you need to get that mojo back again. And it's actually not as hard as you might think, but we'll get into that more in just a bit. Key number 3 is understanding relationship patterns. Fail to understand the patterns you find yourself in, and you're destined to repeat it over and over again. Only once you short-circuit the negative relationship patterns you both find yourselves in can a healthy, loving, and committed relationship begin again. Way back in 2004, while I was studying psychology, I stumbled across an old scientific study. What I read shocked me, but it made a lot of sense. I don't want to get too technical, so I'll sum it up nice and easy for you. A bunch of people were hooked up to this thing called a functional magnetic resonance imaging scanner, or fMRI for short. Basically, an fMRI is a fancy machine that looks at what's going on inside your brain. The participants in the study were shown pictures of their ex and told to count backwards. Then they were shown pictures of a stranger and again told to count backwards. What they found was the areas of the brain responsible for the pain of romantic rejection were also the same areas responsible for reward, motivation, physical pain, craving, and addiction. Close your eyes for a second and picture your ex-girlfriend as vividly as you can. The same part of your brain responsible for cocaine addiction and cigarette cravings is lighting up like crazy right now. So, what does this have to do with getting your ex back? Plenty. First of all, that study set me on a journey to understand the powerful psychology behind breakups and relationships. It became sort of a hobby and passion of mine. I spent hundreds of hours researching the dynamics between men and women. After that, I spent even more time doing personal one-on-one coaching sessions. All the while, I was taking notes and developing a step-by-step system that would shut off the addiction you're feeling right now and then reveal an easy-to-follow path back to your girlfriend's heart. The system I created addresses a vast number of situations and tells you exactly what to say and do in order to get her crawling back to you. It's designed in such a way that she'll come begging for you back and not the other way around. I actually used to do private phone consultations where I would charge upwards of $175 per half hour to teach this information. However, there were many limitations on using the phone to teach my students. There was simply too much to teach in such a short period of time. My students wouldn't get the full benefit from the powerful knowledge I was giving them. It was at that moment, back in 2007, I decided to make my unique insight available over the internet through this website. This way, more men would be able to benefit from what I had to offer. I spent a year and 4 months laying out a solid, practical blueprint so you would no longer have to guess at what to do and say. I reveal all the deadly mistakes most all men make while teaching you the proper way to go about getting her back in record speed. It's all there in step-by-step, easy-to-follow instructions. Here are just a few of the things you'll discover. A potent and extremely powerful 3-step seduction blueprint to re-attract your girlfriend before she moves on with another guy. 4 super powerful techniques you can immediately use to make your ex-girlfriend extremely jealous. After you try these out, she'll be the one crawling back to you. The key to getting your ex-girlfriend to contact you again without any resistance. The real reason she dumped you, and it's definitely not what she said it was. Why you should forget almost everything women say they want in a man. I reveal what they really want, and I hold nothing back and expose it all. What to do and how to act if she's already dating or just seeing another man. Discover how you can increase your sex appeal without working out with these proven step-by-step instructions. Go from a 6 to a 9 easily and watch how much your ex-girlfriend drools over the new, handsome you. A step-by-step blueprint on what to do, say, and how to act when you finally meet up with your ex. I take you by the hand and guide you every step of the way. You won't be left guessing at what to do, say, or how to act. Okay, so this is exactly what you'll be getting when you order the X Squared system. You'll get the X Squared system with audio. You get the X Squared system, which is jam-packed with the latest techniques to getting your ex-girlfriend back. And remember, the X Squared system is tailored specifically for men only, and it's currently in its 7th edition. Bonus number 1 is the Men's Relationship Manual. In addition to giving you the steps to easily get your girlfriend crawling back, the Men's Relationship Manual teaches you how to be the man in charge of your relationship. It's 134 pages of no fluff, solid, step-by-step information on how to maintain a woman's attraction while in a relationship, stop her bratty behavior before it even starts, exactly how to turn her on so she'll start seducing you, plus dozens of other topics. Bonus number 2, the X-Files Case Studies. I took the time to document my students' most frequently asked questions and sticking points, and I answered them all. Now I'm making this invaluable resource available so you can see exactly what's been working out in the real world. Bonus number 3, the Pyramid of Love. My unique Pyramid of Love report gives you a blueprint for establishing a fun, stable relationship. You know, the kind that used to exist back in Grandma and Grandpa's day. This special report shows you how to maintain her love once you got it back. Bonus number 4 is the secret to love that lasts. Building on my Pyramid of Love, I reveal the difference between couples that go on to live happy, long lives together to those who eventually break down and fizzle out. Bonus number 5, the Long Distance Relationship Manual. Because long-distance relationships seem to be such a common problem these days, I decided to develop this guide made specifically for long-distance couples. Use these methods to reignite the flame, even if she's living in another country. Bonus number 6 is exclusive forum membership. You'll get an exclusive access to the XBack. X Squared system works well enough for me to offer a 100% 8-week money-back guarantee. If you don't get your girlfriend back in 8 weeks, you can have 100% of your money back, no questions asked. I don't want this to show up on my credit card bill. It's embarrassing. You have nothing to worry about. The purchase shows up as ClickBank on your credit card. I completely respect your privacy in this delicate matter. Remember, studies show that the longer you wait, the less likely you are to get your ex-girlfriend back. Take action by clicking that big Add to Cart button, and I'll be seeing you on the other side in just a few short moments. You're only 2 minutes away from my unique system that really works. I guarantee it, or I give you all of your money back. That's how confident I am that my proven system works. Thousands of people in over 60 countries can't be wrong. Here's to a bright future you can start looking forward to.